But we'll take it. Beautiful sunny skies as Bullock approaches, and we're underway here in week 4 from Cleveland. Short kick by Bullock. Peppers will play it from his own 5. He's got some nice daylight, crosses the 25, and takes on tacklers out to the 28-yard line.
Make sure that he can pass the test.
Little play action called by Jackson on first down. You see him evade the sack. This will be another run play called as Crowell trying to get to the 35-yard line. See a flag thrown here, whistling this play dead before the ball was even snapped, and this one will be against Cleveland.
Ball start. Offense, number 18. 5-yard penalty. Full third down.
Now, you're sitting here at 3rd and 8.
So after the penalty, 3rd and 8, and then Kaiser under pressure, just barely trying to get the football out. It is ruled an incompletion. So Britton Colquitt on to punt. Not exactly the start that Hugh Jackson and the Browns were hoping for as this offense continues to be in disarray. This is Alex Erickson, one of the top return men in the league. This makes the first couple of guys miss, sprints up the sideline, and is forced out of bounds. Ken Zampese, who was fired after that week 2 loss. Whole lot better last week in the win over Green Bay. So they came up short after that second half finish. Started the last 3 games in place of Eifert. 2nd and 7, Dalton from the gun. Under pressure, football comes loose. Who's got it? And now they say Cleveland football. Recovered by Emmanuel Ogbah, and a disastrous start for the Bengals.
This was Ogbah lined up at the left defensive end working on Jake Fisher. He turns the corner, and what awareness to reach out there with that left hand, get it on the football, and get it out. I mean, that is a great play.
Last season, 5.5 sacks. Kind of a slow start this year. Makes by far his biggest play of the season. So this is Crowell.
Making a great play.
2nd and 5. Run play called, and Crowell is blowing up in the backfield. Excellent play by Nick Vigil, who's had an excellent start to the season.
Good enough to be able to consistently overcome the early negative plays.
Where does Kaiser go here? 3rd and 10 from the gun. Low pass intended for Kenny Britt.
Needs his receivers to step up to the plate and make some plays for him.
Here's Zane Gonzalez from 48 yards out, and he is wide left as Andy Dalton and company let off the hook by that 3 and out from Sean Kaiser and the Browns. So Dalton goes to the airways on 1st and 10, and he completes right up the seam to his star wide receiver. Peppers, the 25th overall pick out of Michigan. Run play called. This is Mixon. A little pass play, I beg your pardon. A little underneath throw by Dalton. Penalty flag.
Croft.
Offense, number 81. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
Johnny Bernard, the shifty back.
Here's Mixon here trying to tance his way past the line of scrimmage. Dalton from the gun on 2nd and 14. Underneath throw again, far side of the field to Mixon, and he is going nowhere.
To take a drop back pass and fire it downfield.
Browns coming on the blitz, and Dalton nowhere to throw it in the vicinity of Gio Bernard, but he was not ready. Kevin Huber on to punt. Well, the Bengals offense looked invincible in the first half last week in Green Bay as they ended their long touchdown drought with that A.J. Green touchdown catch.
You can bet A.J. Green is going to try and get loose.
Kaiser not really the field position he had to start that last sequence.
See why they've been so inconsistent.
On 2nd and 10, Kaiser under pressure from the end zone. This is Duke Johnson, who's been one of the lone bright spots for them offensively. Johnson out across the 10, close to the 15-yard line. A nice little pickup on the catch and run. Kaiser will start from the gun here. Run play called, little read option. Johnson has the first down and more.
Up the first down.
Johnson had that nifty 19-yard touchdown run. You see the high snap. Kaiser able to avert disaster and fall on the football, but another negative play.
Bad snap, fumble, and you're back in a hole.
J.C. Treader is their center as they keep it on the ground here with Johnson.
Snap right there was 100% on Sean Kaiser.
Not many plays in the book for 3rd and 21. We'll see where Kaiser goes here. A little underneath throw is caught by Johnson. Crosses the 20.
Got to take advantage of the opportunities when you have them.
So Britton Colquitt on the punt again. This is Adam Jones, who will play it from just inside his own 25. Jones running into some daylight. Sprung free by a couple of blockers. Jones inside Cleveland territory. Finally run out of bounds inside the 40-yard line.
Opportunity, sudden change for Dalton to go deep.
Dalton from the gun. Quick strike. It's caught near side of the field by Tyler Boyd, who had a... Football comes loose again. Who's got it this time? And it appears as though Cincinnati recovers the football. Incredible. Russell Bodine, their center.
Number 90, and stripped that ball from Joe Mixon. Ogba is having one heck of a game. And, you know, they came last year as a rookie, played him in an outside linebacker, 34 defense.
Out of the timeout. Joe Mixon, a long setback, another low snap. Dalton had to go down low for it. He'll throw across his body here, and that pass is caught. That's the tight end, Tyler Croft. Boy, what a play by Dalton to get it to him. Bernard, the long setback here, takes the handoff from Dalton. Bernard wiggling his way through traffic. This little spin move to get him close to the 17-yard line. Bengals keep it on the ground again here. This is Hill on a favorable second and short play as that clock continues to run. We come up on the final 2 minutes. Dalton's going to run for it. Lunges forward, and he's got it.
Picking it up on his own.
Little pitch play. This is Hill trying to get downhill. Fourth-year runner out of LSU. Play of the drive that began at the Cleveland 35-yard line. Dalton throwing it underneath. This is Mixon. Unable to break that tackle. Jason McCourty on the stop. Dalton, fade pass, end zone, it's caught! A.J. Green for the touchdown! A brilliant pass by Dalton.
Bring a delayed blitz off the slot, which matches up A.J. Green with Jabril Peppers, the safety. That ball, Peppers really doesn't have a chance on that. He's playing inside leverage.
The first career touchdown catch for A.J. Green and his 7th against Cleveland. Point after by Randy Bullock is good. Adam Archuleta, rest of our CBS crew from Cleveland. This week 4 AFC North battle between these two longtime rivals. Randy Bullock's kick through the back of the end zone came up short in their comeback beating in Indianapolis last Sunday. How do they respond here? Down 7-0. Kaiser goes play action, fires and completes. That's the tight end. David Njoku, the rookie out of Miami, tied for second among all tight ends with his 2 touchdowns through week 3. This is Isaiah Crowe. Here's Kaiser, the 21-year-old rookie, fires and completes. Over the middle, that's Duke Johnson Jr. First down catch for Cleveland. Johnson last week over 104 yards from scrimmage in the loss in Indianapolis. Late flag comes into the play. William Jackson on the coverage against Kenny Britt.
Pass interference. Defense, number 22. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
1st and 10. They'll mark it just outside the Cleveland 45. One play called to Crowell.
He's really got the bulk of the playing time and has played well.
2nd and 6. Kaiser, look out. Never saw Vigil coming. And boy, that could have been a whole lot worse than it was.
You can't have free hitters having that kind of access to your quarterback.
Kaiser on 3rd and long. Fires a bullet. It's caught. Kenny Britt breaking tackles. What a pass by the rookie Kaiser.
Full first down.
Britt had a touchdown last week. 1 of 3 catches. Crowell breaking free. Getting downhill inside the 20, a pickup of 14.
We can start to see more big runs from Crowell.
Finished 48 yards short of 1,000 last year. Has been their leading rusher each of the last 3 years. Lines up in the slot towards the bottom of your picture here on 2nd and 9. Kaiser under pressure, has to get rid of it. And that pass is incomplete, thrown in front of the tight end Seth DeVal. Kaiser again from the shotgun on 3rd and 9. Throws near side of the field. That pass deflected and intercepted. It's Clayton Fedulum. Unbelievable for Fedulum and disaster for Cleveland. So here's Dalton from the gun. They start just outside their own 10. Dalton's pass is caught. That's A.J. Green on the near side of this.
Inside the 10-yard line, I think you've got to help out Kaiser and do a better job outside.
Pitch play to Mixon.
Again, the negative plays and the drops by the wide receivers really hurt that consistency.
Dalton goes underneath here. This is the wide receiver, Brandon LaFell. Dalton working from the 30, from the gun. Run play to Mixon. Bell in motion. This will be Mixon moving forward for the Cincinnati first down. Dalton under pressure, and he is set. Second time they've gotten to him.
They just haven't been able to play at a consistent level to give Dalton time.
See the amount of sacks he's taken. Dalton under pressure again. Fakes the throw across his body. He'll run out of bounds. 8th play of the drive. Dalton up the seam. Has the tight end. It's Croft. First down, Cincinnati.
Fires a bullet. First down. Should have never happened if you're the Cleveland Browns defense.
8th straight completion for Dalton. Goes underneath here again to Mixon. A little shifty ability going laterally. Football spotted here at the 42. Dalton, quick strike, near side of the field. That's LaFell, second catch for him. Some disarray with the Cleveland personnel. Dalton taking advantage. Green on a quick crossing route right over the middle of the field, going right to work at McCourty. 26 yards for a huge Cincinnati play. Now late flag is thrown right at the center of the field, right where the line of scrimmage was going to be.
You know, these are those, you hear RPOs, the run pass option.
Foul, force collar tackle, defense number 30. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
26-yard pass play, and then the penalty sets up a 1st and goal for Cincinnati. This is Mixon. Good push by Cleveland's defensive front. James Burgess on the tackle.
He's an impact player, much like Bosa was when he joined the Chargers last year.
13th play of the drive. Dalton to the end zone for the touchdown. It's Tyler Croft. And Dalton making it look easy.
Andy Dalton in this game has been sharp. It's the ball out of his hands. He sees there's a matchup right there inside between his tight end Croft and a linebacker. Works away from the outside linebacker
and a couple of touchdowns. Can't do it much better than that. Randy Bullock on the point after, and it is good. I've heard one of the most dynamic tight ends in the NFL, but Croft has played very well. A couple of huge catches and then the touchdown to make it 14-0. This is Jabril Peppers out across the 20. Well, how does the young rookie quarterback deal with some of the early adversity in this game? Kaiser nowhere to throw the football down the field.
He has it all. It's just all about experience, all about reps.
We'll try to speed up the offense here with Hugh Jackson. That pass from Kaiser is off target through the hands of Ricardo Lewis. Final 2 minutes, Cleveland with all 3 timeouts as they work from their own 24. Kaiser protected well, throws near side of the field, and that pass is incomplete.
He's going to be thinking to himself, if I just put it inside a little bit more. Rashard Higgins wins the route perfectly and is wide open to the sideline, almost makes an unbelievable catch. The inconsistency and the accuracy making those routine throws.
Low punt here by Brenton Colquitt. Erickson's going to play it. See the flag thrown. Could be an illegal block to the back. Erickson, boy, a hard block to spring Erickson free up the sideline. He's in Cleveland territory. We'll see if this one's coming back.
There were 2 fouls during the play, both by the return team. Illegal block on the back by the return team, number 22. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, blindside block, number 26 of the return team. That penalty will be accepted. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
Got to the front of the blockers. I didn't see him come to the side, but tough angle.
As Croft on another catch. We'll see Dalton now start to work their chemistry together. First down.
Well, absolutely. They've got plenty of time to try and score on this drive. 2 timeouts, 1:20 left.
Another quick strike by Dalton. And now looking almost exclusively in the direction of Croft. Wondered maybe if they just take a knee starting inside their own 20. They're feeling confident offensively. Underneath pass, this is Bernard. Plenty of daylight. Bernard still going, and he will score. "61 yards on a catch and run from Dalton."
And Andy Dalton, Greg Williams blitzing in a 2-minute situation. And look at all the Cincinnati Bengal offensive linemen down the field. There's nobody in second support to get to Giovanni Bernard. I mean, that is about as good a play call as you could possibly dial up, taking advantage to the blitz off of the right side.
Dalton has now thrown 3 touchdown passes in this first half. A Cincinnati offense that did not score a touchdown the first 2 weeks has blown this game open.
Perfect play call by Bill Lazor.
This is Peppers going to run it out across the 30. Good return by the rookie. Well, Bill Lazor and Greg Williams certainly know each other well as we get a penalty marker thrown here behind the run.
During the return, holding by the return team, number 52, 10-yard penalty. Cleveland keeps the ball, first down.
Cincinnati desperately tries to break through with their first win of the season. And they're going to let Kaiser throw here. Goes underneath to Johnson. This is Johnson again over the middle.
Now you got to go timeout.
In clock management, the Browns allow all that time to come off the clock after their first down play, and then finally call a timeout right around the 10-second mark here to run one more play. A little underneath catch by Johnson, and that will take us, I believe, to the end of the half. Still 1 second remaining.
Just wants to get some reps for his offense and his quarterback.
And Bengals will have the football to begin the second half. Kaiser flushed out of the pocket. We'll just throw it out of bounds. And that will take us to the end of the first half here in Cleveland. Both of these teams at 0-3. Bengals 0-3 at the start of the season for the first time since 2008. Desperately trying to break through. Alex Erickson watches that one bounce through the back of the end zone as Andy Dalton and the Bengals will have it from their own 25.
And another guy on this offense kind of taking the pressure off of Green and Dalton.
Dalton to the air, and look out. Peppers, the 25th overall pick. You see Hewitt gingerly walk to the sideline as they keep it on the ground here to Jeremy Hill.
You have, guys that have been around the offense. Things get complicated, not playing as fast.
This is Jeremy Hill. A little underneath pass.
Far, it seems like everything he dials up hasn't been able to work against the Bengals.
Dalton putting some air under it, near side of the field. Boy, that one nearly picked. Jamar Taylor, and that's one he just has to have.
Play.
Well, you said it. What a play by LaFell, playing defense on that play as they avoid the turnover. This is Jeremy Hill breaking away inside the Cleveland 40, able to get downhill, finally tackled by Jamar Taylor down the field. Looks like a broken play here. Penalty flag thrown. Dalton looked like he was going to hand off. Now a run for the football. Dalton has some real estate in front of him. And we'll get the penalty call here. Looked like Carl Nassif may have been offsides for Cleveland.
Yeah, that's a DQ.
Offside. Defense, number 94. That penalty is declined. Result of the play. The first down.
Using his legs.
Boyd in motion. Boy, that pass broke it up. Was it a forward pass? That's the question here. If the pass was going backwards, it's a live football. Jason McCourty falling on it. Now the officials will conference.
Well, that was blown dead rather quickly.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete forward pass. Second down.
Right down the line. Here's the question. Did it hit Tyler Boyd's arm?
And now a challenge flag has been thrown out by Hugh Jackson.
I think that was right down the line. I think that was a...
Cleveland has challenged the ruling on the field on the previous play, challenging that the pass was backwards. We will review the play. After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. It's an incomplete pass. Cleveland will be charged for its first time out of the half. It's second down.
Down the line.
So the drive continues for Cincinnati. Quick strike by Dalton over the middle, intended for Green. Dalton hit 19 of his first 20 before he was incomplete on his last 2. 3rd and long. Where does he go here? Throws across his body towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. There's Randy Bullock, who won that preseason competition with Jake Elliott, a young man whom they took in the 5th round. Elliott, of course, hit that 61-yarder to beat the Giants in overtime last week. This huge storm after huge storm. We hope that they can pick up the pieces down in Puerto Rico as quickly as possible. This is Jabril Peppers going to play it a couple of yards deep in his own end zone, breaking a couple of tackles. Springs himself free up the sideline and run out of bounds just shy of the 30.
And if that's the case, look for the defensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals to start pinning it back a little bit.
This is a little misdirectional play. Duke Johnson into Cincinnati, not fooled. Nick Vigil, this is Bengals defense getting Vontaze Burfict back today. 3rd straight season he's had to begin the year either suspended or injured. So he has been the lifeblood of this defense. Kaiser, pocket collapses, goes over the middle, and it's incomplete off the hands of Crowell. Kaiser from the gun here on 3rd and 15, has time to throw. Over the middle, this is Crowell. Well short of the first down marker.
But he's got to be able to pull that trigger and make the pass.
5th punt by Britton Colquitt. Erickson is going to play it, but he's going backwards. Tremendous punt coverage down the field. Deferred the question to Sashi Brown, who is the VP of football operations. Cincinnati keeping it on the ground here. Meantime, with Joe Mixon breaking tackles. Good looking run by the rookie. Out to the 25-yard line.
Keep giving talent away, and you've got to get something going here. And I think they've got to identify who the core players on this team are that they want to build around.
This is Joe Mixon on a short pick. Offensively, play clock down to 2 here, so Dalton has to hurry. And very close with the snap. Dalton with the throw, and that is incomplete. Intended for Bernard. Bernard screaming for the flag.
Pass interference. Defense, number 58. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
It
should have been a flag.
Add insult to injury, the flag thrown against Cleveland and Christian Kirksey. So fresh set of downs for the Bengals. This is Mixon.
That's a tough one. One thing I know is you don't mess with backs.
We had Baltimore week 1, that impressive win in Cincinnati to get the season started.
Barely out of the first quarter of the season here, so anything can happen.
This is Bernard again, so dangerous out of the backfield. That'll be a first down catch and more. Dalton sells the play action well, rolls out, going to throw across his body and completes. Over the middle, and it's C.J. Uzama.
He's also used his backs really effectively out of the backfield as well.
This is Bernard.
It's kind of the year that I think they could have gotten that playoff win, but injuries also happen.
Dalton fakes a couple of throws. He's going to run for it. Has his lead blocker, the tight end Crofts.
Add more variety to this offense. Different types of passes, play action, short game. So far, it's worked.
It's Bernard on the carry, albeit against this Cleveland defense that has struggled. They appear to have turned the corner. Dalton play action, throwing towards the end zone. It is caught. That's the tight end Croft for the touchdown. 16 yards from Dalton.
Another Tyler. Schobert is going to bite on the play action, and that's going to allow Croft to get in behind him. Schobert's back is turned to Dalton. There is absolutely no way that he could turn and make a play on the football. The safety comes over a little bit too late, and then again, perfect placement. Throw the ball high where your tight end can go up and get it.
And for Andy Dalton, his first 4-touchdown game since December the 22nd of 2013, as they are putting it on.
Times where they put together some pretty good football on both sides of the ball. Now, it hasn't been consistent, but still, it's been impressive from Cincinnati.
Peppers will play it, about a yard into his own end zone, crosses the field, and brought down just shy of the 20. Now, if you're a Browns fan, you just want to see some kind of fight here. Second straight week that they have falling behind quickly, and his quarterback and this offense in a very tough predicament. Kaiser on second and short to the airways again. This is Ricardo Lewis.
You want to get experience. You want to have a variety of plays and looks for Kaiser to work on.
Little delayed handoff. Cincinnati was not full.
Going to choke you down the entire day. You've got to be able to connect on some deep passing plays.
Browns haven't had that threat. It's putting it mildly as Kaiser's pass is short.
Bill Belichick's defense struggling this season.
Kaiser from the gun here. Bengals not electing to blitz. Kaiser underneath over the middle. That's the tight end Seth DeValve, well short of the first down. Erickson backpedaling. Will play it on the far side of the field. And a good decision as their offensive coordinator after that Week 2 loss, Ken Zampese, trying to find balance. Certainly started things up in the first half at Green Bay last week.
We clean up the read so number 14 can get back there and rip it.
It's A.J. Green on a quick strike from Dalton as a rocky beginning for the 21-year-old quarterback continues. And this is fourth career start. Little pitch by Dalton, fielded by Bernard, but he is going nowhere early on in his rookie season. Huber, the ninth-year punter, again angles it towards the sideline. Perfectly done by Huber.
What a punt.
As Peppers unable to stand. Doesn't matter whose fault it is. It's Cleveland's offense just can't seem to figure anything out. And suddenly that is a 10-point game. Another big game in the division. This is Kaiser throwing a bullet. It's a good-looking throw from the rookie quarterback, Kenny Britt, on a quick slant over the middle.
Exactly where to go, and as soon as he got to the top of his drop, he let it fly.
Kaiser under pressure, the pressure coming straight up the middle. Looks like some movement pre-snap. Chris Smith coming across the line of scrimmage.
Encroachment. Defense, number 94. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing as far as how these guys are going to end up.
Well, all Kaiser cares about is getting that first W. And Kaiser from the gun on 3rd and 5 has time, steps up and completes. That's the tight end David Njoku. First down, a pickup of 8.
It's really kind of hurt this offense and getting secondaries to loosen up on their wide receivers.
Kaiser puts some air under it, and that pass wasn't picked. No signal yet. George Iloka, and they say it is an interception. An incredible play by the safety. It was an incredible display by Iloka.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 55. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That's cutting it pretty fine right there. I thought Burfict was coming around the corner. The only question, was he within 2 steps? But to me, I mean, he hits him right in the strike zone, and I don't like that call at all.
Kaiser going underneath. This is Duke Johnson Jr.
That were undeserving. I think 99.9% of the time, he plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. And that was within the rules.
Wipes out the Iloka penalty. Kaiser's pass is incomplete. Cleveland will go for it here on 4th and 9, down 31-0. Kaiser under pressure. Football comes loose. That's a live football. Or now they say maybe they'll whistle it dead. Yes, they will. So it will be ruled an incomplete pass.
Level every single week. That remains to be seen, but this was pretty nice to watch. To be underneath. He needs to be in the short passing game and blitzing the quarterback.
This is Boyd on a little over-the-shoulder catch.
You really don't feel like you're part of the game, but there's no doubt about it to me that playing up near the line of scrimmage is where he needs to play throughout his career.
Dalton on 3rd and 9, unable to run for it, nowhere to throw the football down the field.
Let him make plays. You have to turn him loose. Remember kind of how they used to use Troy Polamalu, one of my favorite safeties. That's the kind of football that Peppers needs to play.
Here's Peppers, ever dangerous in the return game. Trying to find some daylight. Well, he runs about 100 yards east to west, but unable to get himself going. 31-0 Bengals in this Battle of Ohio in week 4. Kaiser nowhere to throw the football, will tuck it away and runs out of bounds. Kaiser on 2nd and 7. Pass a little bit low.
But when you get out there on the field, all those numbers and symbols, they move. And the only way to be able to read it is to go out there and play. It may not be pretty at times for Kaiser and the offense, but this is the only way you get better.
3rd youngest quarterback to start in a week 1 game in league history. Only Drew Bledsoe and Matthew Stafford were younger. Just to put that into perspective, how young this kid is. Erickson up the sideline. Nifty little return. There is a penalty marker thrown just behind where Erickson was run out of bounds after an 8-yard return.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 26 of the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Cincinnati's ball, first down. Timeout.
It's the National Football League, and you play and you finish out the game. Now, maybe the last series of the game, but
we're not really called upon today. Weren't needed with everything they did in the passing game. On 2nd and 15. Nixon going backwards.
If the offensive line doesn't play at a higher level, then we're not going to see these kind of numbers from Dalton.
This is Mixon trying to squeeze through a tight window. Houston is putting it on the Tennessee Titans, 54-14. You see the scores flashing across your screen as week 4 continues around the NFL. Kevin Huber has not been called upon much today. He's had a couple of doozies, however. Good angular punt there to keep Peppers along that sideline.
Curious to see which one can rebound the best. No Michael Crabtree, I think, is going to hurt the Raiders in that one.
Quarterback change. Hugh Jackson pulls the trigger, and Rashard Higgins with another drop by a Cleveland wide receiver. See Johnson, the lone setback. Hogan again to the air. Far side of the field, and it is caught.
All of them extremely unique. I thought we saw some good things from him today. Still holds the ball a little bit too long.
Boy, how did Hogan stay up initially?
Played pretty well this season, especially inside at the nickel, not only in pass coverage, but in run defense as well.
Hogan hit on the release, able to squirt it out to Johnson inside Bengals territory. Hogan on 3rd and 7, steps up in the pocket, and that pass is incomplete.
Okay to lose. There may be some reasons you may not be as good as the other football team, but you have to discourage the mindset that guys are there just getting better.
First down pass from Hogan, perfectly placed. Ricardo Lewis hit in stride.
Have to continue to make throughout this season.
Lewis putting last week behind him, those 3 drops. This is Matthew Days, a rookie out of NC State.
You better not let the Cleveland Browns score.
Hogan throwing end zone into the shadows and incomplete. As Kaiser looks on here, Kevin Hogan, second-year quarterback out of Stanford. Little crossing route inside the 5. Lewis on the catch, but he goes down immediately. Good defensive recovery, pickup of 6. 4th and goal for the Browns. We'll mark it just outside the 2. Hogan, end zone, incomplete. And a penalty flag thrown. It was William Jackson on the coverage of Casey Williams.
The early jump.
Defense, number 22. The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
And his only chance was to interfere with the pass. As far as man-to-man cover skills go, he's got it.
Hearing it from Lewis there. Run play to Johnson. No signal from the official. Johnson appears to be short. Appearance of the season for Hogan. And his 5th with Cleveland. Hogan going far side. It is incomplete, and there's the late flag.
Pass interference. Defense, number 59. The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1 yard line. Automatic first down.
Nick Vigil is at the top. I don't know. He kind of sticks his arm out there.
Correction,
But
the penalty is half the distance. Automatic first down.
Njoku on that play didn't quite see the interference.
Half the distance to the goal. And a run play. It's Duke Johnson in for the Cleveland touchdown. So the Browns will save a little bit of face as they avoid the shutout. Hogan 5 of 8, 65 yards. And the big 31-yard play by Duke Johnson.
And I would say that Tyler Kroft has made a pretty good case that he should be that guy.
Tyler Eifert is getting closer to returning from that back injury. Narrowly missed the playoffs later in the year, but who knows if this is not the win. It gets the Bengals going in the right direction.
And savor this win and be able to build off it.
Karen gives to Mixon. Are you going to give us? Well, Cincinnati's going to take on a Buffalo team that has given Atlanta all they can handle today. Buffalo's still winning that game 23-17, late stages of the fourth quarter. So that game will be played in Cincinnati next week, and Cleveland will stay home to take on the Jets in week 5. Hugh Jackson, Marvin Lewis, so much respect between them, as they will embrace to see Adam Jones walk over. Hugh had such an emotional impact, not only as a coach, but emotionally with these Cincinnati players, as many of them come over to pay their respects.